So, there is one thing that I want to discuss, something that's always been on my mind, is something that I have noticed within society itself. And that is basically the issues that a lot of people have with relationships in general, mainly having to do with um, heterosexual couples, even though any couples, gay couples, straight couples, it really doesn't matter. Um, any couple can have its issues, but I guess the main issue surrounding the problems that a lot of couples have in finding true love is because I feel that a lot of people are searching for the wrong things, and that's why people are constantly ending up single. Because you constantly have men blaming women for the things that they do or why they're single, and then we're constantly having the women blaming the man on why they are single. And it's just a back and forth thing, but I just think that there's no common balance, so it's basically going to be two of the opposite sexes blaming each other for each other's flaws, and it's just going to just turn into a big war of pointing fingers, and it's just never going to go anywhere, when in our reality they both fail to realize that there's a flaw in each of them. There's things that certain women do that turn men off, and there's certain things that men do that turn off women. um they both have to find the common ground in realizing that nobody is perfect, and they just have to both realize that you can't really call the kettle black on something when there is things that both of the genders do. For example, men accuse women of cheating and women accuse men of cheating. Men accuse women of having men on the side and women accuse men of the same thing. But in our reality, a lot of the things that you guys are accusing each other of, y'all are both guilty of. Now, I'm not saying that all men or all women are like that, but see, the issue is that there's too many high expectations. People have too many high expectations when they look for a specific relationship. There has to be a mutual understanding between two people in order for them to find their true love. Now, everyone is different, everyone has a preference, and everyone has a specific thing that they look for within an individual. There's some people that only like. There's some women that only like light skinned guys. There's some women that only like dark skinned guys, and it's the same with men. And men are often accused of the women from only liking the light skinned chicks, and really disrespecting the dark skinned chicks, and they're only picking they're picking white women over black women and all of that type of stuff. But when it all boils down to it, you can't point the finger of blame at everyone, and you can't stereotype all people as being the same, because people are going to like what they like, and there's nothing that you can really do about it. So, whatever you experience from a certain group of men, you can't take that same stereotyped experience and place it on other men and assuming that all men are going to be like that. Because if a black man is going to date a white woman, he's just going to date a white woman. There's just no way around it. Now, when I look at a lot of interracial couples, the first thing that goes to my mind is, oh, okay, they look pretty nice together. But I don't get mad or angry, or as some people say, they say that you're a self hater because you only prefer to date white women over black women. But my only thing about that is, just because you choose to date a white woman and instead of a black woman, that doesn't necessarily make you a self hater, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you are praising a white woman over a black woman. That is absolutely not the case, because again, as I stated, there's some people that just have preferences, and some people just have to understand that. So maybe you shouldn't always take it too personally if you see someone uh dating someone of the opposite race. Now, however, on the other hand, I do want to point this out as well. There are some men, however, and women too, there are some people in general that do that when they date a specific race, they do tend to act as if that specific person, whatever race it is that they're dating, they tend to treat them as if they're on a high pedestal, as if they are better than any other race and that they shouldn't speak to any other race. And they literally pretend that no other race is that no other race is relevant in their eyes except that specific race of that person that they're dating. And that is where that can become an issue, because there's nothing wrong with being in an interracial relationship and there's nothing wrong with having a preference. But once you start to let that get to your head and you start to act like you are better than someone because you are dating a white woman or a light skinned chick or someone with long, pretty hair, then that's where it becomes an issue. And I think that's where some black women have the issue with some black men. And this is a problem that really, really needs to be solved. Otherwise, it's going to be people that is still going to become unhappy, and people are still going to have that unbalanced thing. Now, as I stated earlier, once you get the stereotypical unbalances out of your head, you also have to watch your standards, because having too high of standards also can dictate where who you possibly keep ending up with. If you keep ending up with a bunch of losers and a bunch of guys that is not treating you right, then I'm not going to necessarily say it's your fault, because some people just can't help it that guys, you know, that loser guys run after them. You know, there are some situations like that. But what I'm saying is that if you keep running into specific people like that, maybe you should just take a look at maybe how you're presenting yourself, or why you're attracting these type of people. So until you get all those things fixed, then maybe you may end up having an easier time finding someone, because there's just too many things that men and women look for within each other. When it comes to finding a relationship, there's men that wants, women that has the big booty and the thick hips and the beautiful waist and the long hair and the gorgeous eyes and all that stuff. And then there's women that want these men that wants to be freaking 6'6" tall. They got to have pretty eyes, a sexy body. They got to be slim down to the waist. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting that type of dream man, but at the same time, where people are making that mistake is they literally make that a requirement. So when they do fall for those specific type of guys, they end up in some trouble. So people need to lower some of their standards. They need to stop the stereotypical stuff, and they need to stop, going off of what they think that they want, and try to think outside of the box and try something different. And maybe you will find happiness. Now, I'm only 25 years old. I am still young, but I have a lot of knowledge, and I'm giving a lot of wisdom to those people. And that's just my situation. Me personally, I really don't care what race you are. I don't care if you're dark skinned or you're light skinned. I really don't care. My fiance actually is dark skinned. And as you can tell by looking at me, I'm a caramel complexion. Um, a lot of people assume that I'm only attracted to dark people because my fiance is dark skinned, but that's not necessarily true. That's not true at all. The reason I'm with my fiance is because we're on the same page. We have a lot in common. We like the same things in life. We expect the same things in life, and we both want to have a good future together, and we both want to have a successful relationship, and we're actually in love with each other. So that's just my own theory on that. Am I attracted to other races? Absolutely. Um, Is there any that I prefer over the other? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily have a favorite. But what I will say is that I'm usually attracted to blacks first because that's what I am usually attracted to because that's why I was usually attracted to first before I was attracted to any other race. But blacks are not really a preference that I only have. Like I am attracted to multiple races, but you know that's just me. Um, so that's just me spewing a little wisdom on how I feel about this. This was a video I've been wanting to make for a long time, so I want everyone to comment on this video, and I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. I just can't wait to hear you guys' opinions because I read comments. So let me know what you guys think.